All right, so today's video is all about plyometrics. Now, if you looked at any other sports, especially at power or explosive sports, everyone does plyometrics. It's pretty standard stuff, but in cycling, especially in like strength and conditioning programs, it's not as popular. So I thought I'd make a video like, is there actually any evidence about it and should you actually do it? So yeah, we'll go through it. So what are plyometrics? Well, it's basically just like fast movements, jumping, etc., things like that, sled pushes. Just general, the main thing is focusing on speed more than anything else. So yeah, I'll put some examples in as well so you can see. But is there actually much evidence? Now, there was a South African study which had like 20 people in it. It was okay. It wasn't unreal in terms of the number of people, and the results were pretty odd. Actually, they didn't get better at jumping, which was weird. They did get better at the 4K TT, which may be outside, but then their threshold didn't go up inside either. So that was kind of odd. And maybe not what you'd expect exactly. So I think you can kind of take it with a bit of a pinch of salt, this study, and I don't think it really shows anything. They also quoted that like maybe they should have done it for longer, the study, like, or left it for longer because they think another one was better after 4 weeks. So maybe not great. This study is actually a bit different. It's more promising, I would say. It's done only on track cyclists, and the main thing was that, again, like the glycogen content increased, muscle strength went up, trunk flexibility, anaerobic power output, endurance capacity, acceleration, leg explosive strength, and agility all improved. So yeah, obviously they did plyometrics and cycling, so it's like, okay, cool, but no one's actually done a study as far as I could really find on plyometrics versus strength training. If there is, let me know. But that's kind of the more useful one, is like, okay, should we do plyometrics for maximal power? Well, the theory would be yes, but there hasn't been anything conclusive. So again, this study is about track cycling. So this was again about high volume plyometrics, isometric calf raises, and yeah, the ankle stiffness went up. So that was pretty promising. So again, it's like, so far you think, okay, well, it does improve performance in terms of like on what's measured, but like it's not really doing enough for you to go, okay, we definitely need to do it. So next up actually is probably one of the most important things, which I think is about the bone density. Now, I think this is something that's probably more useful, that actually they took cyclists, they also took swimmers and footballers. They did a study about like over 9 months. They were like 15, so some of the stuff like their jump increased, but it's like, well, yeah, but maybe they were just getting stronger. I mean, like you'd kind of expect that in a 15-year-old. But yeah, they basically just did counter movement jumps non-stop for like 9 months. I think it was 3 times a week. And anyway, yeah, the bone density went up significantly, which probably is quite useful. So that's why you kind of come to the conclusion it probably is good to include, just because actually, like, if your bone density is going to go up, and obviously in cycling, bone density often not great, especially maybe if you're older as well. Even if you're younger, I just think it's probably like one of those things, if you're not going to do much running, then plyometrics is obviously a lot of force through the body, and obviously not as much time as running. So it's probably good in that sense. And obviously the standing jump increased. The 20-meter shuttle run was slightly faster as well, but the kind of standing jump is the best way of showing maybe power output. There was also a triathlon study, which again, I think is probably useful if you are a triathlete, which is that combined plyometric endurance training produced favorable neuromotor adaptations during running after cycling. It said there wasn't an increase in cycling and running economy, which isn't ideal, but I think there's a lot of studies about how cycling is maybe not great for running economy or just general form. So maybe doing plyometrics is a way that you can counteract that. Obviously, it's like an extreme version of running in terms of the force through the body. So you've seen all this stuff and you think, okay, like, should I actually do plyometric? Like, let's say I want to increase my power output, like especially like my 5 second, 10 second, I want to become more punchy. Well, the thing is, you just have to come to the conclusion often on these issues of like, there is no data. So you just have to use anecdotes, or you have to use other sports. And it's obvious that it works in other sports. There's loads of studies on about it, especially in sprinting, like 100-meter sprints. And also when you look at like, there was a study based on World Tour riders, and they asked them in Instagram, literally Instagram DM them, asked them questions about what strength training they did. And a lot of them did plyometric work or like speed work. In terms of maybe it's just using the bar, but like lower weights, high velocity. So you think it probably is good. And I think there's not really any downside. I wouldn't necessarily like, if you're going to the gym twice a week, let's say, which is pretty normal, if you're doing gym and cycling. You probably wouldn't want to get rid of one of the strength sessions solely for plyometrics, but I think it's something that, like, if you really think your top end is not that good, it's something to try. And you also see track sprinters do a fair amount of plyometrics as well. And again, they're all about maximum power. So I think it probably is good. I think the issue is it better than like heavy strength training? Meh, hard to say. But I think it's something where you could probably include it in cycling, in your training, and it probably will increase your peak power output, maybe more than gym, because in my eyes, it's like people can often squat really heavy weights, like 60 kilos, 80 kilo weight, but then they can't do like much over